Well, I have to say the whole design, like life of a designer, has always been a dream of mine. From when I was probably 14, I was sketching and getting fabrics, and in our town in Santa Cruz in Jamaica, there was this one lady that everyone went to get things made. She made your school uniforms, she made your church dresses. Her name was Miss Winnie. So we'd go to her, and I would sketch my little pieces, and she would make them for me. So that it's always been something I've wanted to do, amongst many other things, and I felt being a model for many years, that was a good lesson for me. I learned so much because I saw what it really takes to create a business and to be a part of the whole industry by just being on the other side of it. So it's been a lifelong dream, and now it's finally a reality, so I'm happy. I feel with life, you get to understand what you're drawn to, or what your aesthetic is, what you feel comfortable in. And I feel maybe having the option or the opportunity to wear so many different types of clothing, work with so many different designers, from say a Ralph Rucci to a Izumiyaki, you get an idea of how people work with different fabrics, and then you sort of discover what works for you. So in many ways, I believe it did help.
So let's talk about your collection.
Okay, for spring summer, I have a small collection this season, and it's called Uniform. I've always been inspired by tailoring and also the uniform. I love classic tailoring, I love the uniform, and this season I just decided to just focus on the uniform. I feel it's so important to have some structure in the chaos of life, and a woman has so many things to think about. She should not be worrying about her wardrobe. So basically I presented 7 looks from day 1 through day 7, and I feel once a woman finds something that works for her, all she needs to change is the color and the weight of fabric. And that's one reason why I presented the entire collection in this one tone, this sort of sandy palette, because I just want people to see what it is for what it is, and somehow create what they wish out of it. And I believe the collection is transitional. It's day through evening. I believe it's multi-seasonal, and it's not a fad. Like I always say, I'm creating something, I believe I'm creating something that doesn't and will not go out of style. How did Jamaica inspire me? I believe when it comes to the uniform, Jamaica played a great role, because from you're in kindergarten all the way up to high school, we had to wear uniforms. It was just an important part of the culture, and I feel in many ways that inspired much of what I do today. I work with a lot of linen and tropical wool with linen blends this season, and I presented the collection into one palette because I felt that it will help the viewer to really see what the aesthetic is, like you really focus on it, and then it can be presented in any different fabric that you wish. This, for example, is one piece that I wear all the time. It's a simple wrap dress, and it comes with the bloomers. And when I was growing up in school, we had to wear bloomers under our uniforms, and I feel it's such a practical piece of item that I feel every woman should have. And if you're biking, if you're running around, it just sort of adds. Not only is it convenient, but it's also really stylish, I think. I'm a big fan of the apron. I call every season I have an apron dress, and I call it the liberated apron dress. I'm wearing one from 2 falls ago. And this season, for spring, this is the apron dress for the season, with a tailored jacket.
What is this piece? I like it.
This is a shirt dress.
It's
a little
beautiful.
detail at the back. I also, I have it in purple as well. I have it in all the different solid colors. And I feel once a woman finds a silhouette that works for her, as I said before, all she has to do is change the the color and the weight of the fabric. And this one, you know, this will work in spring, summer. It will work in winter with tights, with, you know, stockings, and then you're ready to go.
Okay. So there is another one of.
Oh, this is the same. Yeah, this is the same bloomers. I just wanted to show it standing on its own.
So is it common in Jamaica, or is it?
Not anymore. I mean, when I was in high school, it was sort of going out of style, but we had to get bloomers made, and that was probably when I was in first and second form, and then kids just didn't do it anymore.
Okay. Where is it from? England? Is it an English?
Yeah,
tradition?
my school was like an old English school, and then after Jamaica got its independence, then Jamaicans were allowed to go there. It's crazy, but Jamaicans weren't allowed to go to that school for many years. It was more like expats, you know, like British kids. So yeah, all the rules and regulations they have from back then stayed throughout. But I feel now we have our own things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how is the vessel doing in Jamaica? Are you
in Jamaica? I have not. It's so funny. I was just having a discussion with Harriet about that, but that's on my to-do list to really have some of my pieces distributed in my country. So it's on the list.
okay?
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
So many things. I'm working on a few pieces for men. I've been, you know, asked a few times, so I'm going to be coming out in the next month or two with a few looks in men's suits, and just to keep growing the brand. You know, it's been wonderful 3 years, and I think more than anything, it's the most important thing now is to really establish the business as a business. So it's been good.